Before we start the actual content of this presentation, you should know that this video has been recorded for use in more than one class. As a result, there may be some things in this video that do not apply to the specific class that you are taking. Please just consider that an added bonus at no extra charge. This particular presentation will cover a number of financial tools used in analyzing risk and return for simple investments. In other presentations, there will be other tools examined for more complex analyses. I should also add that the formats have been pre-entered into this video to save time on the video. You most likely won't have that luxury if you are doing this in the real world. So let's get started. As I say in all my videos, the uses and workings of these tools and principles are explained in your textbook or on the web. These videos are just to show how to calculate the numbers and to show in what format the numbers are usually presented. The first tool to be examined is a method to calculate the expected rate of return for an overall investment. This can be done for a single investment or a portfolio of investments. To keep things simple, this example is assumed to be a single investment. To save time on the video, the numbers have already been entered into the probability column and the possible return for the following year column. This leaves only the need to calculate the expected return for each scenario and then to sum those returns. To calculate the expected return for the worst-case scenario, highlight the workbook cell directly under Return. Type in an equals sign, highlight the 0.28, type in an asterisk to denote multiplication, highlight the minus 6.5% and press Enter. Since the possible return is negative, this answer is negative. It's minus 1.8%. The easy way to fill in the next two workbook cells down is to highlight the minus 1.8%, hold the Control key down and press the C key. Arrow down one cell, hold the Control key down and press the V key. Arrow down one more cell and repeat the Control-V combination. To make the schedule look nice, which is very important when submitting documents to others in your company, especially those in positions above yours, you should go ahead and underline the 4.0%. To do so, highlight the workbook cell with the 4.0% in it. Hold down the Control key and press the U key. To finish the schedule, highlight the workbook cell directly under the 4.0%. Type in an equals sign followed by SUM and an open parenthesis. Using the mouse, highlight the three answers that were just developed, enter a close parenthesis, and press Enter. The expected rate of return, as requested, is 8.4%. Before moving on to the next problem, please take note of the comment on being careful. Not only do the calculations need to be correct, but if you are entering the source data, that also needs to be correct, including minuses. Since the next problem uses exactly the same scenarios, the data that was just generated has been copied in its entirety to this next problem. However, to solve this next problem is going to require some added columns. They are on the screen in front of you. In actuality, the two columns between expected return and probability times squared deviation could be totally skipped by entering a much more complex formula in the cells under probability times squared deviation. Since many textbooks like to set it up this way, this video is following suit. To fill in the rest of the schedule, highlight the workbook cell to the right of the minus 1.8%. Notice that the formula for that cell is shown directly above that cell. The formula subtracts the total expected return from the possible return for the following year, identified as RI. This is not a formula that is easy to copy down the column. For this video, each cell in this column will be calculated individually. So type an equals sign, highlight the minus 6.5 to the left, type in a minus sign, highlight the 8.4% at the bottom of the expected return column, and press Enter. For the next cell down, type in an equal sign, highlight the 10.8% to the left, type in a minus sign, highlight the 8.4% at the bottom of the expected return column, and press Enter. For the cell below that, type in an equal sign, highlight the 28.5% to the left, type in a minus sign, highlight the 8.4% at the bottom of the expected return column, and press Enter. The expected returns from top to bottom are shown as minus 0.1493, 0.0237, and 0.2007. The next column could provide an interesting challenge, but you will see that as the data is entered. Highlight the workbook cell under squared deviation, type in an equal sign, highlight the minus 0.1493, type in a caret and a 2, and press Enter. As you hopefully know, the caret sign raises a number to a power, and in basic math it is taught that a number to the second power is a number squared. Of course, you can't see what the number is right now. The line of hashtags tells you that the number in that cell is too wide to display in that cell. You have three options. The first option is to reduce the font of the number in that cell until it fits. That would be the least desirable, as you would be submitting a schedule with different formats. That's not very professional. The second option is to widen the cell so that the entire number shows. If you don't know how to do that, use the Excel help function for directions. The most elegant solution is to reduce the number of decimal places in the workbook cell. The button to do that is on the Home Workbook tab in the Number section. To keep the form looking professional, you should reduce that to 4 decimal places, just like the numbers to the left, and what will be to the right. Regrettably, as that is being done, the activity is actually off of the screen portion that is being recorded. Now that the 0.0223 is visible and highlighted, copy that cell down 2 more times as has been discussed before. The formula should be exactly the same in all 3 of those cells. The last column again shows the calculation above where the data goes. Highlight the cell under probability times squared deviation, type in an equal sign, highlight the 0.28 way over to the left, type in an asterisk to denote multiplication, highlight the 0.0223 cell, and press Enter. Copy the 0.0062 to the 2 workbook cells below it, and underline the 0.0056 using Ctrl-U. As has been discussed before, use the sum function in the workbook cell just below 0.0056. Type in an open parenthesis, highlight the numbers just developed, type in a close parenthesis, and press Enter. The 0.0122 is the variance of the overall scenario. But that is not what was requested. What was requested is the standard deviation of the overall scenario. To calculate that, you find the square root of the variance. To do a square root, highlight the workbook cell under the dashed line, type in an equal sign, highlight the 0.0122, enter a caret, followed by 0.5, and press Enter. The standard deviation is 11% and should be shown as a percentage to 1 decimal place.